We'll keep an eye on that. In terms of rainfall accumulation, the European model is a little bit overdone in my opinion, especially you can see a couple of 2-inch amounts off to our east. We will be dealing with the winds as well, just like we did today, continuing to blow out of the south and west, gusting upwards of 40 to 45 miles an hour during the day on Wednesday. Considering the fact that we haven't had measurable rainfall in the Lubbock Metro for the past 41 days, it makes sense we're in this extreme drought. So considering those factors, we still have to be aware of the extreme fire weather danger. Regional radar and satellite, you can see a lot of that action way off to our south and east. That will not be impacting us tonight, but in our area, we do see some cloud cover and some shower activity north of Amarillo. Going into the evening hours on Thursday, it does show that chance for the potential or possibility of showers and thunderstorms popping up associated with a dry line. Well, good evening, South Plains. It was yet another gusty, dusty, and bone dry day out there today. Up to our north and west in Friona, we had a low morning temperature of 15 degrees. That is cold if you ask me. Well, good evening, South Plains. It was quite the pleasantly warm day out there today, wasn't it? Especially once clouds began to break early on this afternoon. That allowed for temperatures to warm up to the upper 70s and lower 80s throughout the KLBK viewing area. However, it was pleasant until those infamous West Texas winds began to blow through and kick up all that dust that we saw this evening. Taking a look at our Overton Live Sky View cam. Not much to see in the sky, but it's a pretty view of downtown Lubbock, if you ask me. Temperatures throughout the region, though, pretty uniform for the most part. We're seeing upper 60s throughout the lower 70s throughout the region, 71 in Lubbock right now. Those winds, though, they're still blowing, I can tell you that. We see the dry line oriented northeast to southwest. For the most part, they're gusting out of the south, ahead of that dry line, out of the southwest, behind that dry line. Still gusting upwards of 30, 40, even 45 miles an hour. Keep an eye on that. That'll be the case throughout much of the day tomorrow as well. As we expand out here, though, looking at our regional radar and satellite, the main feature that we see is just this cloud coverage that we saw earlier on this morning and this afternoon that impacted us. It's mostly just shifting on to the north and east. So that'll leave us with some mostly clear skies as we move on through the nighttime hours. As for tomorrow morning, though, low temperatures will be quite a bit more mild compared to what we would normally see for this time of year. Up to the northwestern sections of our viewing area, you can see Clovis sitting around 41 degrees, but back to the south and east. Look at Snyder, 57 degrees for a morning low temperature. That is pretty mild. As for our highs tomorrow, though, we're going to be about 10 to 12 degrees cooler than what we saw today. And that is due to the fact that a cold front will be moving through early on Friday morning. But as for temperatures tomorrow, we'll see mid-60s to the lower 70s across the board. So temperature-wise, fairly nice, but wind-wise, not so nice. We'll see these winds, once that front does go through, we'll see winds gusting upwards of 40, 50, even 60 miles an hour out of the west throughout most of the day on Friday. The National Weather Service has issued a high wind watch as well because of this throughout the counties that you see shaded in that brownish tan color that you see there. This is for gusts upwards of 60 miles an hour, and you got to watch out for that patchy blowing dust as well. So when we take into account this wind and all the dry conditions that we have had throughout the region, especially as of late, we have to consider the fire weather danger. And we are under a critical fire weather danger outlook for the day tomorrow. And because of this, the National Weather Service has issued a red flag warning for each and every county that you see here in our viewing area. The times are there for you to look at as well. So just make sure any activities that you might be doing that could produce a spark by any chance, please be careful, maybe postpone it as well. And if you do see a fire, make sure you are to report that. To finish off our forecast though, Saturday, we're going to see some calmer winds. That is not a joke, I promise you it's not. I know it's April Fool's Day, but we will see some calmer winds. Sunday and Monday, we'll see temperatures begin to warm up. Monday, some areas could hit 90 degrees for the first time this season. Pretty hot right there. Later on in the work week, Thursday, we do have a slight chance of showers. We'll see how that pans out over the next couple days.